Welcome to Fit to Be Real.
And a little extra.
And I think Carly has some subliminal messaging to tell us today.
You mean the whole episode in general?
Yeah.
When I was researching this, I kept thinking, and shortly we'll tell you actually what we're talking about, but I was thinking I can be like this sometimes.
I think everybody can. But some people live in it.
They live in it. I am finding as I'm going back in my mind about certain situations, I'm like, oh gosh, I totally can be like this. And I don't want to be.
Well, there's no saving you, but maybe you can save the rest of us for the Festivus.
Thank you, Seinfeld.
What is it, Festivus for the rest of us?
Yeah, it's Festivus for the rest of us. That's going old school. Our younger generation is not going to know Seinfeld.
If you want to go retro, though, what is it? Vintage?
Vintage, yeah.
Binge watch Seinfeld.
It's good.
My goodness.
Ageless, they might say.
Except they wouldn't understand having the phone connected to the wall.
No. Or a beeper.
Or a beeper.
They had beepers.
Yeah.
The
or
beeper.
Hailing a taxi.
Yeah. I know. Oh, wow. Yeah, so you're going, it's like the equivalent to us watching I Love Lucy or Laverne and Shirley. When we were.
Oh my God.
I know.
Really?
Yeah, it is. It really is. Isn't that sad?
So I was with Ryan, a friend of ours who's a teacher, high school teacher, and she does for 6 weeks film studies. She gets to teach film studies. And so they go through genres, they go through, do I have to name them?
No.
Drama, comedy, horror. Like they get, I think, a week per whatever she decides. And then the very end of the 6 weeks, she was telling me they do I Love the 80s.
Oh, really?
And she shows them Goonies, Breakfast Club, like the classics.
Ryan, I want to be in your class.
From the 80s. And then she does like, hey, tell me what your favorite was for the past 6 weeks. I guess it's like a 6-week study or whatever. And all of them, she said, collectively, it's everybody picks the 80s as their favorite thing. And they're always shocked that the movies are so good. And what did she say? They look so real. And she's like, yeah, there's no CGI back then.
Yeah.
Like, it's just people acting.
No, like, little green screen. Yeah.
That's it. But it's like, I think of Molly Ringwald.
Right.
Like, every one of her movies was
Corey Feldman, Corey Haim. I feel like what the kids are crying for is a simpler time. Maybe that's like what we should be getting out of this study.
Yeah, but the problem here, and this has nothing to do with anything we're going to talk about today, is that they can't get through a movie. They can't sit. Your kids can.
Oh, my kids we call them TV zombies.
Your kids can sit through a 2.5, 3 hour movie if they really, liked it.
Even Dean. He doesn't move.
And he's 5. But the high schoolers at dance that we talked to, our other niece and nephew, they can't sit through a movie because everything's quick. Everything's a YouTube video.
Or
that's
short. Mm-hmm.
Right, short. That's, tops 10 minutes. So like an hour and a half. I don't even know how long The Breakfast Club is. But it's like, it needs to be broken down.
Yeah, and they pull out their phones. But they're like, yeah, I watched the movie. But like, you really didn't watch the whole movie because you pulled out your phone for 10 minutes.
Everybody take a second. When is the last time you watched a television show and or a movie without your phone in your hand, also scrolling and doing something else?
I cannot name one. I was doing it last night.
Scrolling and watching?
I was working on my computer and watching TV.
Yeah. I did for all of Ted Lasso. I just sat and watched Ted Lasso.
You did?
I did not scroll or do anything else.
Wait, but how good was it?
Oh my God.
Right? Wait, did you finish it?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Did you feel sad? I miss them.
But I know that another season's coming, so like I didn't feel sad.
Right. And when I finished it, that was it. There was no 4th season.
It was a good ending though.
Yes, it was a good ending, but there was no 4th season in the works. And it looked like they patched everything up.
Yeah, it's I think the only series I've ever finished that I was like, oh, it's a satisfying ending. They did a good job with the ending. They did, they did all the characters well.
I want Andrew to be Ted Lasso for Halloween, but I don't know who I'd be. Maybe
Keely. Oh, shut up. You would be Keely. Or Higgins.
Shut up.
Leslie Higgins.
If you haven't watched Ted Lasso and you have no idea what we're talking about, get on our level. It is so good.
I was late. I was very late to the game.
Jamie Tart. Oh, so good.
Jamie Tart. Jamie Tart.
Roy Kent. Andrew and I saw Roy Kent. Couldn't tell you his real name. we saw his live show in Philly. He's actually a comedian, and we went to see him live, and he's hysterical.
I would just listen to him say the F word every 5 seconds.
He does.
In real life?
In real life, his character is very much based on him. He's a curmudgeon.
I love it.
Yeah. But he said the F word every 5 seconds, and he's really funny. And he was actually a musical theater major. Roy Kent.
What?
Yeah.
See, I think anyone with a British accent can curse all they want. There's something about that that's
cute.
less like not
trashy.
classy, trashy.
Yeah.
When you have a British accent attached to it, I'm not going to do it now.
Well, you should do it for mom and see what she says. You should just say the F word with a British accent to mom. Well, you're allowed to curse in front of mom, and mom doesn't care. I say it. I'm 39. No, I'm not. I'm 38. I will be 39.
Whoa.
I know. And I will still get sent to my room.
That is such that's bullshit. That is such bullshit.
Not true. Anyway, we digress.
So much
Watch
do we digress.
Seinfeld and Ted Lasso, please. What are we talking about today, Victoria?
Well, we are talking about victim mentality.
That is correct.
So, thank you. I did my homework. So, I think, like you said, you have noticed tendencies, or like if you think of situations, you're like, oh gosh, I kind of ruminated in that a little bit too long, or I catastrophize. I think that's mine. I go to like the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
And I try to go through all the scenarios, but like the worst case scenario is my go-to of like, and then I bring it back down.
Mm-hmm.
However, some people can't bring it back down.
Right.
It just that you live in that world. So we're just going to talk about noticing the behaviors.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you can kind of do this for yourself and be like, ooh, you know what? That is my go-to, or I don't really do that. And then how to
sort of like be aware of it and how to get yourself out of it.
How to get yourself out of it
Yeah.
is I think the big one.
Noticing that you're doing it is definitely the first step. So even if you can't figure out how to get yourself out, because that's a little bit harder, noticing that you're doing it, again, is the first step.
Very good. Try it again. Try it with a British accent.
The first step. The first step.
Nope. That's Southern. And I don't even know what state from the South.
Guys, I'm never going to make it to Broadway.
I don't think you are. Carly's a little under the weather.
Wait, if I'm not hoarse from Vegas,
Yeah.
I have a cold. My children have been in school for 1 month, and they have brought me a cold.
Yeah.
Let's begin.
I'm Victoria.
Hey guys, I'm Carly.
Oh, you're Australian.
Did I do a good one?
I don't think so, but it definitely wasn't British.
Hey mate, I'm Carly.
Why are you Carly? You're what? What? Never stop. You must do the entire episode like that.
I have so much Dayquil in me right now.
Dayquil makes you Australian?
Yes.
You know, tequila makes her clothes fall off. Dayquil makes you Australian.
Yes. So let's talk about something serious.
I seriously can list in my head like people that live in this world that I know.
Yes, me too.
Because it's common and it takes a toll on everyone around you.
I was just going to say, I feel like you can see it in other people more than you can see it in yourself. And
Well,
you can,
sure.
Yeah, which is also a type of victim mentality when you can see it in others, but not yourself. You're like, well, you're doing that too.
Like
but you
blaming?
don't see it.
You mean blaming?
No, I mean, you can pinpoint
Awareness,
somebody.
then.
Awareness. Yeah. You have no awareness that you yourself are doing it or are living in that type of world, but you can pinpoint that person. Well, so are you.
Yeah.
But you can't see it.
Yeah.
Which I think was my problem. And then I started researching it and it was like, ask yourself these questions. Do you? And I was like, oh my God. Yeah, I've done that before.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
It also, I think, I mean, you'll see it's part environmental. So if you grew up with a parent that was victim mentality, or an aunt or uncle or a brother or a sister, anybody in your circle, as you were forming your own personality and thoughts and everything like that, it trickles in, it seeps in. So that, I think, is why everybody has the ability, because there's one in every family, I would assume. You know?
What is that, nature versus nurture? Like if you're around it, you become it.
And you can't fight the environment that you're in at the formative years to a degree. So it's now as you age out and you get to be in the adult stage, it is your responsibility to make the change,
Yeah.
become aware, and, function accordingly.
Right. So what is victim mentality? We can say the words all we want, but unless you know what it is, you're like, what is that?
I'm sorry, what are you like? What are you like?
Victim, I'm not laughing at this because it's sort of serious. Yeah. Okay. I'm not laughing. A victim mentality is where you often feel like the victim when the evidence says otherwise. Or, signs include blaming others, having trouble accepting personal responsibility. You can't see yourself as the problem and you feel like the world is out to get you at all times.
Like life is happening to you instead of for you.
Right. And everybody in your path is the problem and you are the victim.
For every situation.
For everything.
Yeah.
Yep. So that is what victim mentality is. And if you're sitting there thinking, well, I definitely don't do that, you might not be doing that all the time. But I have had times in my life where I was like, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me?
Because it's about the control. Lack of control. It's situations that are out of your hands and you feel like they could have been your hands and you just missed the boat, or something that quite literally is out of your control and you do the woe is me, the pity me, instead of, okay, this door closed, what window is open, let me go this route.
It's basically problem solving, a lack of problem solving skills. Some of this victim mentality stems from exactly what Victoria said, multiple situations where you don't feel like you're in control, ongoing emotional pain that leads to learned helplessness. If not helplessness, learned helplessness. Very different, because that is actually not
ingrained in you.
Right, exactly.
It's behavior that you have learned from, somebody else, usually a parent.
Yeah. And betrayal by someone closest to you. So sometimes you might be thinking, well, that person betrayed me. It's their problem. But then maybe you were a cause for that in some other way, but you are not going to blame yourself. It is the complete other person's problem. It's a two-way street always. So, so there's some of the reasons, always alcohol and drugs come to play if that's something that is in your lifestyle.
Like you'll go to that to help yourself, or?
Well, no, it feeds into it. Depression makes it stronger. Alcohol makes it stronger. Use of drugs makes it stronger. And that is when you feel the world is crashing down on you the most. Yeah. So that always just enhances it, or it like levels it up, basically.
So then you like drink more, you partake in substances to ease the pain, the mental and the emotional pain.
I mean, haven't you felt at
pain?
Times?
Yeah. Every Tuesday morning.
I love laughing at that. Haven't you felt pain?
There's gotta be a better way.
No, I can name a couple situations in a row too. Like when you just feel like the month is just out to get you and it has been a horrible month, or it has been a horrible 3 months.
But like, why is it horrible?
Right.
Is it because you're just thinking about things in a bad way?
Or you're just in a negative mindset constantly. You think negative things are going to happen to you.
Right.
But you're making those negative things happen.
Right, because you're thinking negatively.
Right. Karma's a B.
No, karma's fair.
Karma's deserving.
Karma's a B because you're a B. Karma is real happy and joyful if you're real happy and joyful.
Is that a yoga thing?
What comes to you? No, it's literally what you just said. What you put out is what you're going to get back. So if I'm putting out good actions, philanthropic, helping people, pay it forward, I'm going to get the pay it forward back to me.
Yeah.
If I am cheating, hurting other people, only living for myself with no empathy, that's all I'm going to receive. Like people like that will find you because that's what you're putting out there. So karma isn't a B. Karma is very fair. What you give is what you get.
So if I'm a B, then my karma is going to be a B.
That's the exact thing I said. Yeah. In a slower way.
Mine's slower. Okay, we're going to go through some behavioral signs of victim mentality. And you really need to ask yourself, alone in your car, these questions. If maybe
Yeah, in your car. Don't be in your room. Don't be in an office
don't
space.
be cleaning.
Be behind the wheel, people.
Here are some behavioral signs of victim. I hope you spit your coffee out. That would be karma as being a fair bee.
That exactly. Exactly, because I was being a bee. A beach.
A beach.
Yeah.
Mhm. Some behavioral signs, placing blame on others or external factors, having trouble taking personal responsibility or seeing how you may have contributed to a situation. That's a big one for me, I think.
Sure is.
Because I never think I contribute to it.
Carly cannot own up to her, I don't know, a mistake
Yeah.
or getting it wrong and it caused like a little issue.
Yeah.
Like something that's minor.
Yeah.
Right? She cannot do it. She cannot do it.
I can in my mind, but I can't with my mouth. Like, I know I'm fully aware. I'm fully aware up there, but my mouth won't let me say it.
And even when the proof is in your hand, literally with the phone, and she's looking at it, she was like, yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah.
But
And you're like, no, we all know.
But my mind knows, and I can't get myself to voice it.
To admit your responsibility.
The next one,
You victim.
being overly critical of yourself or others.
Everybody does that.
Yeah. Self-sabotage. I think
Everybody
everybody
does
does
that
that.
too.
Yeah. Associating only with people who think like you.
So that's the environmental thing
Right.
too, because we said this once in like a fitness podcast.
Yes.
Who you hang out with is how your behaviors will start to, seep into your life. So if you want to live in a healthy track, you kind of have to surround yourself with
No,
people
say it
who
again.
I can't.
I'm not going to bypass that.
I couldn't. Wow, you are a beach. Karma is gonna get you.
Dayquil is gonna get you.
You'd think you'd be nicer with Dayquil.
I'm blaming it on somebody else.
Yeah. This really is about okay. So, I don't know what I was saying. Oh, so if you want to be healthy, you gotta have to surround yourself with healthy people. Like the buddy system always works.
Yeah.
So in terms of this behavior, if you are an Eeyore, you gotta get a Winnie the Pooh. You gotta get a Piglet. You can't just live with a bunch of Eeyores.
I agree, but when you're saying that at the same time, if I'm a Winnie the Pooh, it is so hard for me to hang out with an Eeyore. Like, I have no time for that. It's so hard. No
Right.
one ever said I was a good friend. So that has never been said about me. So I understand that because I have a very hard time dealing with stuff like that.
Yeah.
You're good at it. You're good at talking people,
Carly's like, yeah, jump. Jump. Just friggin' jump. There's nothing else.
No.
And I'm like, come here.
Yeah. Victoria's like, let me talk you off the ledge. And I'm like, if this is really what you want, do it. If it's not, get down.
You bitch.
No, but I'm like, I feel like I'm a realist and you are more of a realist in being like, you need some empathy towards this person.
I mean, everybody's going through something. This just happened to me the other day. What was I like? All right.
Was it me?
No, I wasn't with you. Oh, I was driving in Kentucky, which was scary enough because they make their own rules.
Yeah,
up.
they don't have driving rules in
They
Kentucky.
really don't have road rules at all.
They go over medians.
Like it's like in front of the police.
Yeah, like you can.
And the police are like waving, hey, and they're just crossing lines.
Yeah.
So it gave me a little stress. But a lot of people were, not a lot of people, but there was a situation where somebody was just angry and like road raging. I think it was towards me. I don't 100% know. Like, I think I did something wrong. What happened was when you go off, like, you're following ways, you take a ramp off, but there's two options.
Yeah.
You take the ramp and you have to stay on the left or go to the right. Because well, I didn't know it was that quick and I didn't know I had to be in one lane.
Yeah.
So then you have to like move fast and I'm cutting people off because I also am driving my brother's car and it's old. So I couldn't change the mirrors. I have to like situation
God.
myself so I can see. So I was making a lot of, I should apologize to the state, but I think I caused somebody to just go off.
Yeah.
And yeah, they could just have road rage. Like they could just be somebody who cannot handle whatever.
Yeah.
And that's probably its own trauma and issue. But I was like, they're having a bad day. They're late to get to work. It was my fault. Like, I hope their day gets better. Because you have to put that out there, even if that person didn't hear me say any of that, for myself. So I wasn't like, you idiot, like getting mad for no reason and just like harboring that. If like think of it as like anything being stored in your body, like I don't want that. I don't want that.
You don't want that negativity.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, Tyler, she's doing yoga right. She's doing yoga right. Kudos.
It's hard.
Yeah.
And I certainly am not patting myself or patting myself on the back and putting myself on a pedestal because I don't successfully think this way 100% of the time, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Like, not even close. But if I have the wherewithal in those moments to think of it, then I will try.
Yeah.
But, everyone's human.
All right, I take it back. Tyler, you're doing a decent job. Sometimes she's doing yoga right. All right, let's go through some mental signs. These were big ones for me when I read these because I was like, oh, damn it. This is me sometimes.
This first one is like...
Yeah. Seeing the world as an unfair or unsafe place.
I
am a fair person.
Yes.
I literally was outside on the phone with Andrew before I walked in here and having an argument about fairness. I have to be fair. And that's just something that's ingrained in me and like is so important to me.
Why? Mom didn't do that. Did she?
Yeah, Mom was a very fair person. Like we didn't get the same things, but we always got taken care of in a fair way. You didn't get the same thing as me. I didn't get the same thing as Billy.
No, because you put a stink up.
But we were all fair. And when something is unfair, I cannot handle it. And I see that in my kids, all of them. So that's a mental sign. That's a very hard one to get. Life isn't fair. And at 38, I'm still learning that. It's not fair.
But why does it bother you?
Because I am like a fair person. What, like it's hard?
You're not fair.
No, I am fair. I'm not fair.
Oh.
I am very fair. What am I not fair with? Let me get higher.
I'm so scared. I'm so scared right now. If you're hearing this, I died. Come get my body from the basement.
Oh, you think I'm going down steps?
You'll just throw me down there.
Yeah. I am a very fair person. I have nothing to back that up with.
I would like to know in life, like with your children, because I think that's really the forefront of your life right now.
Yes, I am so fair. Am I not fair with you?
You're so fair with your children, you're causing their issue with it.
Oh, I know.
Because like if one kid gets one thing, then the other two expect something.
Well, so I just read this thing that I've been trying to say to them and it's not working.
What?
They're not taking it. When Lewis is one of the biggest ones, when he says it's not fair, I read that you should say, you do not have the same things as your sibling, and that's okay. But what I will always make sure of is that you're taken care of. Do you have what you need? Does she have what she needs?
I don't think you are saying that to them as well.
As that I just did?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What do you need?
Yes.
What do you need? She has one. You don't need one.
I think that's more of
and it's still fair. I'm going to take care of you for the rest of your life. You're fine.
He's like, it's not fair.
That's, I think, how I said it. But no,
but that's true though.
Yeah, you're not always going to get the same things, but I will always make sure that you're taken care of. And are you taken care of?
And he's like, no, because I want that same thing that she's got. And
that's all I read. I don't have another sentence.
Oh, read more.
Okay.
You should read more.
So that was only the first mental sign.
Yeah. It's a big one though, because I think everyone has some sort of, it's not fair. Like, I'm going to get stuck in this. It's not fair in my mind because it's easier.
She got this job over me. It's not fair.
Yeah.
But you're not thinking of as the why or how. What could I have done better?
Right.
What did she have? Who did she know? Maybe she was related to somebody. She knew somebody. She went to school with somebody. There are other reasons.
Yeah.
The next one, Victoria already talked about, actually, cognitive distortions or catastrophizing. So making things the biggest problem in the world.
And putting like anxiety to it. Like you make up the future. You make up the situation and you live off of that.
The end.
Mic drop.
I'm a worst case scenario person. I wish I was a best case scenario.
I am like 50-50. I think it depends. I mean, I just went through a situation where Carly was like, yeah, but pay attention to what was said and pay attention to how it went down. It feels like it's more like this. And I was like, nope, it's done. It's over.
Yeah.
That is not how it's going to go down. And then I would be proven wrong. And she'd be like, okay, are you good? Are you done now?
So was I right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's annoying. But because usually when you're in it,
Yeah,
like it's
you
hard
can-
to be under the cloud and be like, oh, let me lift this umbrella up and
Yeah.
save myself. It's like, no, you can't say anything else.
And you don't want to listen to anybody else who might have a different perspective or seeing it differently than you are. We might be reading the same sentence and I take it one way and you're taking it another way.
Exactly.
And that's, I think, exactly what happened. So go me. Harmful thinking patterns or pessimism, just being in a negative space at all times.
Yeah.
Ruminating over past wrongs and hurts. This is a big one for me. I have a hard time letting go. So it sits in my body for years.
Rent free.
Oh, yeah, right. That's what the kids say. It lives rent free in my body
For years. I don't think they say that.
Okay.
I don't think that's exactly what they say, but yes.
Okay.
But like,
So-
why? Why do we do that? It's not going to change.
Because
The situation quite literally is not going to go backwards and change it.
but letting go is so hard. It's so hard.
Yeah. Oh, and
Yeah.
I texted that to you. So hard, and you were like, never say that again. And you just said it.
So hard.
Rude.
Oh, stop.
It's not fair.
Stop thinking about it. That was so like 2 weeks ago.
It was yesterday.
Oh. That was yesterday.
I'm still ruminating over it.
Okay.
And then the worst and most serious one would be thoughts of self-harm or suicide. So if any of these, somebody yourself, we are always going to suggest to seek professional help and care and guidance. There is another option. There is hope. And so finding that is difficult, but there are avenues.
Yeah.
Good, Carly. This is a serious thing. So Carly's like, let's move on. Okay, got it. How about relationship signs? You're so obvious. So if you are in a partnership, a relationship, or just your platonic, like family, friends, difficult with intimacy and trust. And intimacy doesn't have to just be like a sexual thing. It's really just being vulnerable with somebody emotionally. That is intimacy. So if you have problem, if you have an issue or if it's a little bit harder, to do that, Carly, then this is a sign that you are missing one of the other ones, which is like empathy and those emotional, the feelings that help with vulnerability.
Yes. And I think that these signs, the relationship signs, are the most exhausting because if you are not the one with the victim mentality, but you're in a relationship.
If you're not the one, then why? What are the rest of the
What?
words? Dun, 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 dun.
Are we
If you're not
humdinger?
the one, dun, 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 dun,
Oh, if you're not the one,
then why does my heartbeat? She's looking at my lips and just saying the word. Do you know what song I'm
We
talking
were doing
about?
so well. Why did you throw me under the bus?
Because I don't know the word. I was looking to see if you actually knew the correct lyrics.
If you're not the one, then why?
Then why does my heart
beat?
beat? Da, da, da. I can't think of the rest of the song. Da, 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 da.
Look it up. But I think these are the most exhausting if you are not the one that is in this kind of state, but you're in a relationship with somebody that is. it is exhausting to try and get them. You're basically talking people off the ledge or just listening to problems constantly. And the next one is emotional unavailability.
Poor Andrew.
It's funny that you say that because we were having an argument about it this morning.
I don't want to run away because I can't take it. I don't understand. If I'm not made for you, then why does my heart tell me that I am? Daniel Bedingfield.
Yes.
And it is. It's, if you're not the one, then why does my soul feel glad today?
Oh my God. I wouldn't remember that, but as soon as you started singing the other ones,
Yeah.
I hopped on the bandwagon. Yeah.
That's good. What was your fight about?
A family issue.
Okay.
So it's
always about me.
No.
I'm just kidding.
But it's that I live in the past and I can't let things go.
Oh,
So the argument is, why can't I move on?
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel it has been unresolved and not in the way to my liking. I don't feel finished with it.
Mm-hmm.
And he thinks I like living in the state of that not that I like it.
I think it's 50-50.
Yeah. Not that I like living in this horrible feeling of this situation, but that I don't feel like I've gotten the resolution. So I can't let it go. And he's like, you have to just move on. It was so long ago, but I don't feel that it's been resolved. So why do I have to let it go? So I think we go back and forth with this all the time.
What are you looking for the resolve?
He asked me that.
Okay, well, what is it?
I don't know.
Well, then it's more of ruminating.
Right.
So he's right.
No, I thought you were going to go with me.
No, if you're just ruminating it, like you're living in the chaos because it's what you know, instead of doing the opposite, which is an unfamiliar territory, which is like being okay with them or it.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of ruminating, but like, because you can't say, all I need is this, and I will blah, 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 blah.
Right, because I don't know what this is.
You need the situation to be completely different.
Right.
You need something that's never going to happen.
Right.
To a degree.
So in his mind, I'm ruminating
you're victiming.
Right. He didn't say the words, you like being the victim in this.
He doesn't want to get divorced.
Oh, yeah.
It's been too long at this point. You might as well stick it out.
I know. So I stick it out. We've been together almost as long as I've been alive. So it.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Not really, but close. But that's what made me think of this
interesting
episode, because I was like, oh my God, I feel like I live in this state sometime and I don't want to be like that.
Part of the state, I think, is expectation, which is not on our list.
No, it's not here.
But I think expectation, because we expect outcomes to happen in a specific way. And when they don't, that's when we get stuck into the fantasy we wanted.
Right.
I.e., also in terms of people, we expect people to behave and to act and to talk a certain way because that's our expectation. That's how we would do it. That's how I would, deal with this situation. So why aren't you dealing with it, instead of letting people be who they are and accepting the present situation? So like you're expecting behavior that isn't natural for someone else, but you're expecting it because it's what you would do and who you are.
Right.
And that's not fair to anybody in this situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
so it's hard to let go. But like you kind of have to.
I know. And so Victoria knows what I'm talking about, so yeah.
But take this is anybody's situation, because we all do this. We expect, and I do it too. I expect you send a text and you think you know how you're going to be responded. Like, you know how they're going to do it. You know what emojis that would be fun if they responded. And then that doesn't happen that way.
Right.
They say the wonderful thing back, but in a different way. And you're like, oh, well, they must not feel that way.
Right.
Like, we make things up.
Mm-hmm.
And so when it comes to negative situations, we expect what we want, what we need, and what we think is the better way or the best way to do it. And what if you expected nothing? Like, I've been really trying to not put expectations on things. Mm-hmm. But what if What if you just decided, okay, I'm going to let the past go, and from here on out,
Ugh.
I know, but on here on out, how you behave and the actions you give towards me is who you now are, instead of how you once were.
I just want to say to Andrew, you are so freaking lucky that we're talking about this today and Victoria's saying what she's saying. Because she's saying it in a way that I think when you're arguing or having a disagreement with somebody, you don't say things the way that you want them to come across. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think
It's heated
everybody should have a mediator when they fight with me and Andrew.
No, I do. I mean, some marriages need that, and it works for them because they figured it out over the years. And, you know, some people don't because they don't need it. But, like, I don't think there's anything. I don't want to be your mediator. I'm not. I am not.
Well, you unexpectedly just were. I think what you just said, you need to take people from the present,
the version
and
that
say,
they are.
Let me see your actions
From
here on out. I see that in me is, I think, held so tightly wound from past situations that it's hard for me to be like, and this is one of the next ones in relationship signs, keeping score in relationships. I keep score. And not with Andrew, but in this situation, I have kept score.
People that have betrayed you or hurt you, which is a big part of victim blaming anyway.
Right. I have kept a very tight score, and I want this because of this, and I want this because of this, and you need to acknowledge this because what you said in here. And Andrew's like,
it's unrealistic.
It's never going to happen, and you're going to dredge up some really bad stuff. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, do you like this? Like, do you like?
Yeah.
And I don't like it. I don't like confrontation. I just like being treated fairly. So it's something that I hope Andrew doesn't listen to this, have to let go.
Here's the thing. You are being treated fairly. You just don't like how you're being treated, because what's fair is that the situation at hand, they're treating you how they would treat Joe Schmo and other family, and you are being treated fairly.
Correct.
You just don't like how you are being treated or have been treated, you know, whatever. And we all do this in any situation, especially when it comes to family, that it's not like people that you never have to see again. It's family. So you are living in the chaos because it's comfortable.
That's all I've known.
And it's all you've known. All I've known.
Someone there beside me. No. It's a humdinger at all times. That was from
Spring Awakening.
Oh.
But like, not really. I didn't even do the right interval of notes. It's okay. I'm not saying I'm siding with Andrew. I'm saying
no, that's fine.
Andrew's desperate for one thing. You're desperate for something else. And there's definitely
desperation.
Desperation.
Oh my God, I'm gonna kill you.
There's definitely a middleman where you don't necessarily have to forget.
Yes.
But you cannot live in this rumination, because what are you benefiting? Like, what's
nothing. It's horrible.
So then why?
Because I know.
Work
I
on
know
letting
why.
go. You got to work on letting go.
When we talk about it, in my head, just like I said before, I want to say, all right, let's just go move on. But my mouth says, I want a resolution, and I want to be treated this way.
Ego.
Yeah. So like
that's ego.
Yeah.
Which is the ongoing battle of everyone. Like, playing off of your ego.
When he said to me today, I feel like you like living like this. You like this. And I was like, it hit me because I had been reading about this, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I hate this. It gives me anxiety. Like,
yeah, but why? You are the only one who can relieve the anxiety.
And I'm the one creating it. So exactly. So that's why I was like, oh my God, it's the victim mentality.
And it's all the thing. You were betrayed.
Yeah.
It was things out of your control. And then things that are in your control, you base them off of past feelings and emotion and ruminating and harboring. And
I'm a big consequence person, and I feel like there has been no consequences except for me, and I want fair consequences, but in life, I'm 38 years old with 3 children. I don't need that. I'm good. I have a happy life. Like, I don't need somebody else to
validate your existence,
Yes.
which is what you've been. I think there's your answer.
Yeah.
That's the resolve.
Right.
You need the validation and the justification of your existence in the environment
Yeah.
and your worth. You want them to be like, I was wrong about A, B, C, and D. You are this.
Yeah.
You are not this. I've been wrong since the beginning.
Right.
And that's never going to happen.
Right.
Whether they think that way or not.
Right.
That's not going to happen, but that is what your resolve would be. And even then, I think you'd be like, yup. And
then I'd go to my room and cry because I'm so bad at confrontation.
It's not confrontation, though. But I agree. I get it.
Yeah.
I totally understand. I think this now makes sense as to why you wanted to talk about this.
Well, I was just like, oh my God, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Well, you're the problem in not letting it go.
right. No.
We're-
And I see that.
Yeah. That's really all it is. Letting
Yeah.
go is it's hard for everybody. It really is. It's hard in the simple thing like, traffic jam and road rage. And then it's hard in bigger things that can affect your future and the ease that you can go about situations within small circles in your world. So
Yeah.
it's not easy, but it's something that I think should be put some effort into.
And I think that everybody, if not, you don't need to have every one of these signs to be a part of the victim mentality at points in your life. Maybe not all the time, maybe not a lot, but just like this. Like, I don't feel like this way all the time, but in one situation in my life, this is how the signs are all there.
This is your mentality.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like the pie chart. It's a very small sliver, but it packs punch.
Yeah.
You just, and we're going to get off the topic of Carly's marriage issues, but
honestly, it is our only fight. And we say it all the time. This is our only fight.
Right.
We don't fight about anything else.
And part of you wants that person to know this.
I want to scream it from the rooftops.
Yeah.
Yes, because we would have no fights.
Well, your voice is hoarse. You can't do that. But you just said this to me quite literally a week ago. And I think it needs to be said to you. Everybody deserves a second chance.
Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
Everyone deserves at 1 second chance.
So you know this situation. You still think that?
I think if you want to stop
Fighting.
this friction with an ultimately perfect marriage and seasonally having to deal with this how many times a year, it's on you to give the second chance and then let whatever unfolds from there. Then that's what's out of your control. What's in your control is letting go and giving the option to start anew. What's out of your control is what they take that ball, how they run with it.
Right.
And that is where you can now base your future off of that.
I don't want to sound gross, but that's what Andrew said, not the second chance, but however it happens from here on out is on that.
Right.
And we're good. So we're going to see how that plays out. And if it's bad, it's bad. And we'll remove ourselves. Do you guys want to be together? I feel like you got is this something that you guys want to try?
No, but maybe he is your life lesson. Like some people are meant to be the rooted tree, and some people are meant to be leaves that fall and die every season, and they're not supposed to be in your timeline. Like he is your rooted tree. You need him for this type of stuff to learn the life lesson this time around.
Yeah.
And he needs you for a lot of other reasons that he's not grounded in.
Mm-hmm.
This just is something that you're not grounded in.
No, I'm not.
I would make him mulch.
You would totally.
I would kill him.
You would. He moves way too slow for you.
Oh my God.
Wait, did I say everyone deserves a second chance? Mm-hmm. I think what I meant was...
Moving on.
We're going to go down to strategies and tips for coping.
Let's figure this shit out.
If you're ready to change, number one, you have to be aware that you're in that mentality. Like, I am aware I'm in it.
Which is huge.
Because
I think that's hard.
I think in New York, a lot of the times we were like, why me? Why?
Oh,
I don't get the job. Why me? I'm so like talented or
girl,
like,
I can tell you why I didn't get the job.
me too.
Now.
But like when you're in it, if you're not aware that you have these signs or that you have this sort of hamster wheel of emotions
Yeah.
of when something doesn't go right for you, you blame everybody but yourself, then you're not going to be able to cope. So you have to be self-aware as number one.
Yeah.
They don't say this, but I'm telling you that because I was realizing it as Andrew was talking, and that's why I wanted to go through something like this because I was like, oh, there's a name for what I do.
But you're also not like, remember, if a lot of this is resonating for you too, there's nothing wrong with you. Like, this is so normal. And if you can start realizing it, if whether it's this episode and conversation or, you know, it's something another time in your life, that you're already now a step ahead.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to want to live like this. Just like you said, I don't want to live like this.
Oh my God.
I don't want to feel this all the time.
My heart's racing.
It's
my
exhausting.
nails are short.
Right.
There's skin on my fingers.
Your hair breaks off and
Yeah.
falls out. Like, there's so many physical, because when it's stored, like I said earlier, when it's stored in your body reacts. If you're thinking negatively, your body reacts to that.
Right.
Whether you think your body's listening or not, you are not your body. Your body is its own thing. And you're giving your body, you're feeding your body with your thoughts, and it reacts.
Yeah.
So if you're giving it stress and anxiety, your hair's going to fall out. Your hair's going to break off. If you're giving it complete emotional instability, you're going to get adult acne. I'm naming all the things that we deal with.
Yes.
And I've been a prepubescent 13-year-old acne face person for so long. I'm over it.
I know, same.
But we do it. Like, we create this instability. And there's supplements and there's so many things that we could do nutritionally for our bodies. But when it comes to the mind and the thought, this victim mentality comes out in so many ways. Like, think of the state of being that you're in when you're surrounded by a situation that you haven't let go of.
Mm-hmm.
You are a ball of tension.
Oh my gosh. Everything.
Visually.
Yeah.
You look horrible.
Oh, yeah. Like, oh, how do I look right now?
I don't really want to answer that question.
Please don't take a picture of me. But as you're saying this, and I thought about this morning, Barbara, who was on here with MS, does not have a victim mentality. When she was talking about, like, not that I ever wanted MS, but I'm glad that I have it because it makes me so grateful for everything. Oh my God. Could you imagine if you had that mentality? Can you imagine if everybody had that mentality?
You could be a Barbara.
I could be a Barbara.
Be a Barbara. Gosh.
Can you put it on a t-shirt? Thank you. Be a Barbara.
I'm a Barbara.
I'm a Barbara. I want to be a Barbara.
We love you, Barbara.
But that is
it's so true, though.
That's the complete opposite mentality of what we're talking about today.
Yeah. It's so funny. I've been saying this in my yoga classes recently. It's like part of this victim mentality, which is not what I verbalized in class.
You bring this up in class?
I'm like, listen, you victim. But part of the victim mentality kind of falls under this umbrella where we have expectations on how things are going to go. So when it comes to yoga, like you get into a balance and you expect to hold that balance and you're going to make it today and it's going to be good. Well, sometimes balance just isn't on your side and you wobble and you fall, or you need to use an assist like a block, and that tells yourself that you're not good enough and you can't do it. But we have to change that narrative, which you don't like that phrase, but you do have to change the story you're telling to notice, I didn't hold the balance, but I held it like 5 seconds longer than last week. Or last class or last time, or, I was able to put my fingers on the mat instead of putting my whole hand on the floor. Like little tiny, even if you don't take yoga, like little tiny improvements. You take the expectation and you turn it into an improvement that you have made, and you start to be grateful for the things that you can accomplish versus what you don't have. Whether you don't have it yet, or you don't have it at all, or you never had it, whatever it is, we harbor there. We live in a state of, but I want, but I need, but I don't have, but this isn't how I wanted that person to talk to me. This isn't how the situation. I'll never get it. Instead of, wow, I can do this. Wow, I did this today. wow, look at the people that are surrounding me. Wow, this person didn't really treat me that well, but I was able to look at it like that. Like, you have to give yourself the small wins so that in situations like what you're going through or just anything, and like Barbara, that you can look at it and feel satisfied and feel like inherently good for all of the good around you.
Yeah.
Instead of like the effed up stuff that's going on.
I know. And I think there are so many things that need to go into that so that you can, sometimes it's a little more than flipping the switch in your brain. Sometimes that's all it is.
I don't know if that works mentally. It does.
Sometimes you just need to snap your fingers and be like, snap out of it.
Yeah.
I'm changing the day.
Tough love for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Like, pretend I am in your head and I'm like, all right, get up, keep it moving.
Yeah.
I can't, it's very hard.
You're good at that.
I'm good at for other people, not so good at it for myself. And when I say other people, I mean you, and you don't like that. So it doesn't always work. So
I do like it, except for when I'm stuck in this mentality and nobody receives anything well. Doesn't matter how you say it.
Yeah. But I think the work that has to go into flipping that switch, there are little things that you have to do, because it's a little more than just researching a podcast to change your whole 20 years.
Well, there's talking about it and then there's taking action.
Well, listening to somebody else's view, I really thought you were going to be on my side.
How? Then you don't know me at all.
Well, no, if you were going to be like, yeah, I totally get it. No, I totally get it. I was going to be like, yeah, I'm validated.
So you expected that.
Yes.
But look how good the unexpected turned out.
No.
I think there's so much more in not getting stuck on the outcome that we want, because 99% of the time, the outcome that we need is what's coming to you.
It's a lot of numbers.
All I said was 99%. All I said was 99%. If you want route A and you want it so bad, you want it so bad, you want it so bad, and it doesn't work out in possibility A, you get possibility B, and the whole way you're fighting possibility B, and it gets to the end game of it, and you're like, wow, this is the best thing that's ever happened to me. Yes. But you had to fight it that entire way.
I know, that's me.
Exactly.
I'm a fighter.
Exactly, but you don't even like doing it.
I'm a fighter who hates confrontation.
Right. You're a fighter who hates confrontation, but it's because it's, I don't know. You know what you're like? You're like the wild, like
West.
Nope.
Okay.
You'd be dead. You'd be like, what number are we counting to? And they would have already shot you. No. You're like don't say anything until I'm done.
Okay.
You're like the rabid animal that they find on the street because somebody has like totally abandoned them, and they look haggard, and their teeth are gnarled, and they're like baring their teeth because they're so afraid.
I need a picture posted.
I will.
Okay.
They're so afraid, and they're fighting you, and they're fighting the people that are trying to rescue it and save it, and they're fighting, and it looks so scary, and it looks so dangerous. And then you get into the Dawn soap commercial, and they are rubbing all of the dirt and all of the scary off of it, and now it's this cute little puppy that just wants to nuzzle because now they feel love, and they feel accepted, and they feel safe. You're the rabid animal.
Wait, but do I end up being the nice puppy?
That's up to you.
Oh.
That's up to you. When it comes to the situation, right now you're a rabid animal. Andrew's trying to rub some Dawn soap on you to get the oil rig stuff off the duck.
I am crying.
And then it's up to you whether you get adopted.
Oh, God.
Because you know,
how
can
dirty
handle
am
love.
How dirty?
Dirty enough they thought you were rubbish on the side, but then it started moving and there were eyes.
Because I've seen my hair when I wake up some days. I could be considered a rabid animal.
And Andrew accepts you every day. And guess what? She doesn't shower all the time. So
I'm going to kill you.
But that's what it is. It's like when you want A, but B is happening, you're fighting your way to it just to realize that B was the best option that there was.
I know. And you know what? I think people that are in this mentality know that, but they fight their way through when they could have taken like the elevator.
I just said all of that. And you think that happened? You think I think like that when I'm in the middle of it? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
But I can say it because I
Yeah.
understand it logically, not logistically. Yes, like that's the answer.
I think we need to rename the podcast to Do What We Say, Not What We Do.
Fit to be said, not always
Ways
fit to
to-
act out on it.
It's working title. It's a working title. I like mine better. But there'll be a poll to see which one wins.
Maybe it should just be fit to be stupid. How about you?
Fit to be hoard. Fit to be hoard. Fit to be hoard. Do you guys want to know some tips on how to get out of this
You
mentality?
should, because it's 56 minutes in.
Oh my God. Try to practice self-compassion. Now, this is hard sometimes because appreciating yourself when you're downing yourself all the time is not really the go-to. Like when I'm down, I'm not like, man, I need to get my nails done. Or like, oh, let me take a hot shower and like listen to a podcast that I like. But I mean, really, do what's relaxing to you. And sometimes that changes your mindset.
3 things can fix a lot of your problems, and it's trial and error in the moment. So maybe you end up having to do all 3, but 3 simple things that you are and hopefully have the ability to do. Eat something, rest, take a nap, or take a shower.
Really?
Yeah. Those are the 3 emotional regulating things that you can do to calm your nervous system in any type of moment. Now, sometimes it's like if you're feeling bad about yourself, you take a shower. If you're feeling bad about something else, you take a nap and take a rest. I always promote eating. So anytime that you feel anything, you could just eat. But those are the 3 scientific ways
I
to
like that.
regulate your nervous system in moments of distress.
I'm going nap all the way.
You should probably shower first.
A nappy makes you happy.
You.
Okay.
Shower gives you power.
Oh, did you just make that up?
Yeah, it was so good. I thought about that earlier. Just waiting to say it.
Food puts you in the mood.
Nope.
Okay. Consider shifting your self-identification. What this means is instead of calling yourself a victim, switch it to saying, I'm a survivor. That was hard. I got through it.
Oh, yeah.
I survived. Not, that was hard. Why did this happen to me?
Right.
So if you can shift it in your brain, which is hard.
But think right now, the hardest situation you've ever been in, or toughest or saddest or whatever it is. Think about it right now. And then notice where you are right now.
Okay.
You got out of it.
Yeah.
It moved. You've moved on from whatever that was, however it happened. It was really tough in the time.
Right.
But you've moved on. You are now in a completely different phase. Even if it was last week, this week is different. If
She
it was
loves
years ago.
phases.
So notice that, and that's what the survivor thing is. It's like, yeah, I survived that really hard time. So why can't I survive the next one? Well, we don't expect much from the rabid dog, but a little bit of just keep going. Just keep going.
Do you feel like the victim right now? Are you saying, why me? Are you
No.
saying, like, why me? Why do I have to do this with her?
No, I did this.
Okay, so you know.
I am very aware that I have put myself in the position for 88 weeks to sit on a couch and talk to you about emotional vulnerability and the suffrage.
Yeah.
But guess what? I am a survivor.
Love it.
I'm a survivor.
I'm gonna make it.
I will survive. That's really high for you.
Keep on surviving. Even with my chest cold. Oh my gosh. I feel like Phoebe Buffay. Like, give me the cold because I sound better.
Smelly gut. Smelly gut.
Anyway.
Yeah.
That's all we have today. We hope you are no longer feeling victimized by yourself because you are victimizing yourself.
That's usually the number one victim in a victim mentality.
Yeah.
Like we blame other people's, but you're the victim because you're doing it all by yourself.
I hate blaming people's.
Did I say people's?
You did. I wasn't going to let it go by.
Salinas.
Salinas is bus.
Salinas is bus.
That's an inside joke between me and Victoria. We will not tell you what it means.
And Selena.
But anyway, I think this is really great for people that don't think that they have these little signs or like me, did not think it. And then when I was told that I was living in it, I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
What? And then turns out there's a name for it. Who knew?
Yeah. A lot of people.
Oh,
A lot of people knew. A lot of people actually get their masters in it. It's called therapy. Psychiatrists, psychiatry.
I think if people want therapy, they should start a podcast and talk to Victoria. It's
And
definitely not free.
And have the other person pay $125 for therapy out of pocket every time. But you know, we real quickly before we sign off, because we do that so well.
Yeah.
I believe we said this in another episode, talking about anxiety. I want to say, but you name it. You name the emotion or the feeling. And we were talking about it, I think, with the kids. Justin mentioned it once, I believe.
Does it well.
It's like when your child is having a temper tantrum and you're trying to figure out the cause and like the reason that, they're upset that they didn't get to close the drawer and you did it for them. Really, what's the underlying thing, right? So that you name it. What are you feeling? I'm feeling sad. Why are you feeling sad, right? So it's the same thing here. What am I feeling? Angry. Why am I feeling angry? Because they didn't say what I wanted them to say. Like, you have to go through those questions and name the emotion so that you can be aware and get yourself out of the emotion. So without naming it, you're going to live in it.
Yeah, it's like you're floundering, basically. Yeah.
There is a raft or a lifeboat right next to you, but you are flailing your arms next to it because you won't just acknowledge that there's help.
Right.
And the help isn't professional. It can be, it should be. But the help is just you acknowledging what you're feeling, because all of this is emotional.
Wait, didn't you see the meme I posted?
I don't know, but are you going to describe it well?
No, I'm going to describe it completely wrong like I always do, but it says, it says, no one's stronger than the oldest sister who won't let anybody help them.
Oh, yeah. She tagged me in it. I didn't want to enable that behavior, so I did not repost it.
Yeah, she did not repost it because it is very me. I am the oldest sister who wants help from nobody, but needs all the help in the world.
100%.
Yes.
I do think that's familial. Like I do that too, where I don't need help. I want it. I won't ask for it. It'd be nice if I had it.
Yeah.
But like you do that, I don't need anything. I don't need anybody. I know
Right.
I'm good. I got it. And then all of a sudden you break down.
Yeah.
And like we're almost at Carly's breakdown point.
I do it once a year.
It happened, like once or twice a year, because you get to a breaking point.
Yeah.
You get to such a breaking point. And I would say the things you ruminate and you harbor about that you're not thinking about, that's what's really doing it.
Because the holidays are coming up. Yeah, that's what
Exactly.
happens. For me, that's what happens. And somebody said to me recently,
Makes so much sense.
I know, it's the same time. It's like there's a play. It's called Same Time Next Year. It's like the same time every freaking year. But somebody said to me recently, like, oh my God, I feel like you never burn out. I laughed. The poor person, I laughed in their face. I said, I'm so happy that's how it seems. I burn out every night at 8:00. I blow the candle out and I burn out. So I'm happy that I don't show it.
That's like physical exhaustion, mental exhaustion
But
on the daily.
We were talking about like getting upset. I think she
Just-
said
oh, no.
burnout, but I think she meant breakdown. And I was like, because she said, you keep it so together. And I was like, 2 thumbs up.
It's called an acting degree.
Use it every day.
That's the only reason college happened.
I'm wearing my college sweatshirt with all my colleges on the back right now.
Yeah, there's at least 5. I'm missing one though.
Yeah.
Actually, I think there's 7.
I don't know. I have to read them, but I can't because they're on the back.
Yep. Okay. So, thank you for coming to Carly's personal therapy. That's really what we understand this was about, even though she didn't really know about it. But like, we named it.
We didn't tell Victoria about it either.
Yeah, we named the resolve.
Mhm.
Okay, of what the resolve needed to be, and since she didn't know, that was the answer.
Andrew owes you his life.
Well, we'll see if you take action, so that we can clean off the dirt from the
The dirty dog.
the rabid animal, and see what happens from there. So we'll we won't keep you all posted, but we're going to all hope and put positivity out that things get better. If you're going through a situation, same thing for you. We hope and keep it positive that the correct actions start to unfold, right?
I think all of this was a big tip, but I'm going to give you a real extra tip real fast. It's called what it is. Be like Barbara. Everybody, just be like Barbara.
Yeah.
Sunshine, think positive. You can have bad days, but just don't say, why me? Say, why me? Why? Like, it's so exciting.
Yeah.
You just put a different inflection on it, and it will completely change your day.
I said it last night in Kick Hit. We did the 3 rounds. 3 rounds of 35 seconds of like something torturous. And by the 3rd round, I was like, guys, we get the opportunity to do it one more time. We get the opportunity to do it differently for the 3rd round. Maybe it's better. Maybe this is the best round that you can do.
How many middle fingers went up?
They all left.
Okay.
So really, it was just me at the end. But
that's the truth, though.
that's the mentality. We get the opportunity to feel all the emotions. We get the opportunity, like you get the opportunity to get out from a betrayal.
Yeah.
If you think of it that way.
Yeah.
You get the opportunity to work yourself out from feeling betrayed and feeling hurt.
Basically, you regain power.
Yes.
You get the control back.
Yes.
Instead of feeling uncomfortable and out of control.
You give the other person the power when you're just like,
right.
meh.
Right.
Right?
Oh, I hate being meh.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
We're done.
Yeah.
So I'll see you on the other side when this editing job, gets done.
It's a murder.
Oh, Jesus.
Slice and dice. And I helped.
I get the opportunity to edit this and to sit and to listen to this conversation again.
Wait, it's not slice and dice and I helped. Slice and dice and I helped. No, something and I helped.
Is that a commercial?
Yeah.
Slice and dice. That sounds murderous.
Hamburger helper and I helped.
No, it's too much helping.
Okay.
But you might be right.
No, I'll look it up.
And then we won't tell you next week.
No.
All right. Well, per usual, we hope you remember that you're always fit to be real.
And always allowed to be a little extra. Shake and bake. And I helped.
It's the accent.
I know.
For legal reasons, we have to tell you that this podcast is meant for entertainment and educational purposes only. We are not healthcare professionals. For all of your health, wellness, fitness, and self-care needs, please refer to the medical professional in your life, your primary care physician, your therapist, a certified coach, whoever it may be. And then let us know what they say, because I guarantee we need to know it too. Okay? Okay, bye.